Welcome back, everybody. Today's another big day. We're probably, I don't know, a couple months out from getting the Teardrop done, and today we're looking for a tow vehicle. We have a Chevy Equinox, and originally thought we might pull the camper with it. The tow capacity is only 1,000 pounds, unless you put brakes on the Teardrop, and it takes it to 1,500 pounds. But still, after you get it loaded and everything, I don't know what my total weight's going to be, but I think it's going to be high enough that we'll be pushing that 1,500 pound mark. So we're going to go ahead and try to find a different tow vehicle today. So we're going to look at a couple different models. We're going to look at a Hyundai Santa Fe. The Hyundai Santa Fe, if you get it with the V6 and it's all-wheel drive, has a 3,300 pound tow capacity. If you get the Kia Sorento, which there's one of those where we're going to look at the Santa Fe, it has 5,000 pounds of tow capacity. I'm not sure how that works out because they have the same motor, and we've been told they're pretty much the same vehicle, but I don't know how you get 3,300 out of one and 5,000 out of another. But anyway, that's what the book says. Was doing a little bit of research, and what I could say last night, the Nissan Pathfinder.
Yes.
It has the one I looked at with the V6 has a 6,000 pound tow capacity, which I mean that's super good for one that class. But I don't know, the body style on the Nissan just looked a little dated to me, so I don't know. I'm not saying I wouldn't look at one, but it just looked like it was need for a refresh. And the Santa Fe and the Sorento, they still look pretty current. So now we did test drive another Equinox yesterday, and it had a V6 where ours only has the 4-cylinder. And what was the tow capacity on it? 3,500 pounds. So, but I don't know, it just kind of hated to go back with the same vehicle. If you're going to get a new vehicle, you'd like to feel like you got a new vehicle and instead of the same thing that you already had. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, we're here at the dealership looking at the Hyundai Santa Fe, and it is pre-owned. And one of the things you run into are, the differences between what you hear over the phone and what you see on the lot. The guy told me that it was a pristine vehicle, and it's pretty dirty inside. Probably cleaned up, but I wouldn't consider it necessarily pristine. One little cigarette burn up on one of the parts in here, so a few scratches on the bumper. So it looks like it is a used vehicle. It's not going to be perfect, but again, just a perception of the salesman versus reality. So I don't know, we'll look it over real good. Said they had 3 Hyundai Santa Fe's 2017 models to look at. They only actually had one on the lot. One of them was a whole different vehicle, and then the third one was 30 minutes away. So they only had one, and the guy said it was in pristine condition, a non-smoker's car. And after we got done looking at all the scratches and cigarette burns, I think
filthy seats.
And filthy seats, I think we determined it wasn't necessarily our definition of pristine. So anyway, the search continues. Typical day in the car buying world. All right, we're here at the car wash. I don't know that taking a clean car helps you get more on your trade-in, but I know it's not going to hurt. So we'll take a minute. We just ran it through the wash. We're going to vacuum it out. Try to get looking presentable anyway before we pull into the car lot. But we're down here in Tullahoma, Tennessee. We're looking at buying a Hyundai Santa Fe. This is trip number 2 trying to buy one. So hopefully it'll work out today. But I guess we'll get the vacuums going. Hyundai Santa Fe, and hey, here comes our sales guy. All right, the salesman went in to get the keys. So anyway, we'll take a look at it. We'll walk around and see if it's what they said it was. It does have a few miles on it, so it's not going to be perfect, but we'll see. Big thing is, does it smell like cigarette smoke? And it does not. I'll turn on the air conditioner here in a little bit and see if that, you know, still holds true. But right now I think it smells pretty fresh. So pretty much just a standard run-of-the-mill V6 all-wheel drive Santa Fe. So yeah, we'll check it out, start it and drive it and see what we think. All right, so we're test driving the Santa Fe. Overall, as far as condition and the way it runs, it seems to be pretty decent shape and run okay. The inside is worn just a wee bit more than what we would expect. There's some scratches here and there, and it looks like somebody it's probably a little bit rough on the inside. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but you know, it's just kind of in the details. But okay, we're back for the test drive. It actually drove really well. Run really smooth. The brakes didn't have any chatter in them, so it's only got a few miles, like 30-some thousand miles on it. So brakes are in good shape, but it looks a little worn looking. There's a few scratches in the paint. You can see some scratches here. Really and truly, and I'm not trying to offend any of the dog owners out there, but it looks like somebody's had a dog in the car and it got a few scratches inside and left a little few hairs. So the hairs you can vacuum up, but the scratches are going to be there. So I was kind of hoping to be a little fresher looking than that. So I don't know, we're going to think about it a little bit. Maybe go have lunch. I think we're probably leaning at not buying this one. Like I say, I don't want to offend any dog owners, but I think somebody owned a dog and it had some scratches inside of it that were fairly noticeable. Not a lot of them, but the ones that were there were fairly noticeable, and we just like to have something a little bit fresher. So really, you know, I think right now the big challenge for us is finding a pre-owned vehicle that hasn't been smoked in or hasn't had a dog in it. If we can find one of those, then I think we'll have it made. There's a lot of smokers and dog owners in the world. I think I'm finding that. I'm gonna have to eat a little crow. On the way down yesterday to look at the Hyundai Santa Fe, I made the statement that I wasn't real crazy about a Nissan Pathfinder. Well, on the way back, we just happened to swing by a Nissan dealer. It was kind of an unplanned stop. We were actually going to a Honda dealer, and I happened to pass the Nissan dealer on the way. And we saw a couple Pathfinders, and I'll have to say, in person, they're a pretty sharp vehicle. I don't know if it was, you know, the particular photographs I was looking at that, you know, they didn't really appeal to me before, but in person, they're pretty sharp. All right, I'm here with Jeff Stedham here at Tincher and Williams here in London, Kentucky. We just bought this Nissan Pathfinder, our tow vehicle for the Teardrop camper. We'll do a little video when we get home about what this will pull, tow capacities, and working the deal and whatnot. But good looking vehicle. These guys got me right on it.
Appreciate you. We'll always do. All right. And if you folks looking for a vehicle, come on down to Tincher and Williams Chevrolet in London, Kentucky, and ask for Jeff Stedham. I'll get you a good deal.
Good deal. Appreciate you, bud.
I appreciate you.
All right, we're pulling out of the dealer's lot in the 2017 Nissan Pathfinder, our new tow vehicle for the Teardrop camper. We'll have to put a tow hitch on the back of it and a wiring harness, and then it should be ready to pull the Teardrop whenever it's done. So anyway, pretty good people to deal with up here. I'm probably one of the more difficult customers probably that they have to deal with. I work on them for a while before I'll eventually cave in, but they did a good job, and they seem to be pretty straight up with me, more so than most salespeople that I deal with. So anyway, we got a car and we got some good Cuban food. Oh my gosh, did you get the name of that Cuban restaurant?
Yes, Havana Cafe.
Havana Cafe in London, Kentucky. I'm not even sure what it was that I had. I had a Cuban sandwich. What was that appetizer?
I don't even remember.
I don't know what that appetizer was. It was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So anyway, a good meal, and well, we had fried Oreos and vanilla ice cream. So if you have fried Oreos and you buy a vehicle in the same day, I think you've made it in life. So anyway, let's go home. Well, we're back home. Got the Nissan Pathfinder in the driveway here, so get to walk around and check it out. Good. Looks bigger in the driveway than it did on the lot, so that's good. Hopefully it'll be a good, safe, larger vehicle to pull the camper with and to drive every day. So pretty pleased with it. Drove good on the way home. Drove good on the interstate. The steering is really sensitive compared to what I'm used to, so I'll have to get used to steering a little bit less aggressively around the curves, but I like it. I think it's going to be a good vehicle. And I will say, as enjoyable as car buying is, I'm tired. Car buying's a lot of work. I think I need to go take a nap.